Hey guys, welcome to Trinity Force Podcast, episode 23. My name is SkPwnophobia. I am your host for tonight. We have special guest of Dyrus from Team Solomid and Dan Dinh from Phorac. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. Just very, very glad that tournament's over. We definitely did not want to wake up at 9 in the morning and just play all day.
Of course.
Hello there.
Yeah, come on, we have to have the patented hello there, or patented, or whatever the fuck you say it.
Mm-hmm.
What? Hello there.
Why, hello there.
Yeah.
I can do that too.
Oh, let's hear it.
Dan could definitely do it.
Why, hello there. Do I sound like Dyrus?
He sounds
You
more
just-
sultry than Dyrus somehow.
It's
Oh,
If you give me
I make
this-
an effort.
the head turn and the look. It'll be
I did.
perfect.
I did the whole head turn look and said it too. But you can see it because I don't have a video cam, but I actually was trying to get into the Dyrus mode too.
Oh man.
you gotta have a blanket or
Perfect.
pillow around you. I mean, that's like the perfect Dyrus pose there. So.
Oh man.
And of course, Optimus Tom, Phorac, Christopher Michaels, who is Monte Cristo, and Kyle Danger-Hennick from Area Defect are all with us as well.
It's a party.
So it's a giant party. Monty, why don't you say hello?
Hi guys. How's it going?
And Kyle.
You sound so.
Hello. I was actually just I was waiting for my chance to jump in and say that Skara did a pretty nice hello there on Twitter today as he was trolling Dyrus pretty hard. I saw.
Oh my god. Watching Dyrus live stream that going, what the fuck? Who is this? It was fucking hilarious.
Oh wow, you're watching that.
Yes.
That was just like exactly when I just woke up. Yeah, it was pretty. I want to see if it's still there.
Of course.
I
So
think
you
it's
guys
still
just-
there.
Yes, it is. So you guys just got done playing in the GG Classic. How was your guys' experience throughout this entire tournament? I'm hoping it was great.
Did Dyrus start?
From
Sure.
the-
For me, we play a lot, so I kind of forget when is which tournament. So I thought overall it was good. I don't really remember that much, but there was no problem, so that's good with me.
That's good. Dan, you got any thoughts about the GG Classic overall?
Oh, I thought it was pretty fun. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was very, very tiring at times. There's definitely a lot of delays, both on our end and the other team's end, so I can't really fault anybody. But overall, I had a lot of fun time. It's just, like, I have a new team, and so everything's just coming together. We're practicing, we're analyzing, and really, the GG Classic is really the first tournament that we played in together. And so this is more of like a trial and test to see where we're at and where we need to improve on. So we really appreciate it.
Well, that's fantastic. That's what I'd like to hear is, we have like the first look at the new Epic Gamers. So we have seen a lot of new faces in there. Can you guys run down what your new lineup is for Epic? And how you, I'm sorry, Phorac. I'm thinking Epic. Dude, it's been a very long day for me, and I was thinking Epic made it this far. Can you guys tell us,
very sober.
Dyrus,
COG special.
All right, so the lineup is Kramer AP mid, Dr. Trevor, whatever we need top.
whatever we need.
Yeah, he plays everything. I think he's a really, really well-rounded. Just need to work on his decision-making sometimes, but overall, I think he's a very well-rounded player. I feel like in terms of him versus Dyrus, they probably like versatility. They both have the same amount of versatility in terms of like the pools of champion they can play, and I like having a very diverse comp that I can work around. AD bot is Parole and supports Bloodwater, and naturally I'm the jungler. They took me in because it's like, oh Dan, you don't have a team? You want to join our team really quick? And so I'm really liking the guys. I like that they're really open to criticism. And one thing we do that I didn't do on Epic is we look over the replays after we're done, and we, since we're very open to criticism, we're open to admitting mistakes and just analyzing, see how we can do better. And I think that's a very, very important aspect of like team play and actually improving.
I mean, that's very reasonable. That's how most pro gamers get better, is by going back through those replays. And unfortunately, with LoL's replay system, it's not as easy as it could be for like StarCraft.
It definitely isn't.
Yeah, I mean it's problematic because of course you have to get 5 monitors to see everybody's health and kind of levels at once. So unless you guys are all watching your own replays, it could be a little challenging. Mm-hmm. By the way, guys, I wanted to note, I'm sure you guys have figured this out yourselves already, but both of the guys who used to be on Epic managed to get into the finals of this tournament, and that says a lot about your contributions to your new team. So how are you guys feeling with your new teams? We heard about Dan, Dyrus. How do you feel that you're fitting in with TSM right now?
There's a long story to both of us, I guess.
We have plenty of time, Marcus. You can just
okay.
the whole entire thing.
Yeah. So for TSM, one day, like, I hear Rain Man talking to Chaos and Reggie in the kitchen. I just woke up, and then they tell me that day, and then I'm like, wow, I need like it just needed to like sink into my brain, and then I realized top lane is open now.
Oh.
You guys want me to play top for you guys? They were like, yeah, sure. They're like, there we go. And that's how I joined TSM. There's really no hard feelings between me and Rain Man. We're all really cool. There was a lot of drama where people were like, oh, they kicked Rain Man off. No, he wasn't feeling well or whatever his reasons were. He decided to step down, and then I took my chance. And with my current team on Epic, when I was with Dan, Salsi, and everyone, it wasn't as competitive as I liked it to be. Like it would be me, Dan, Nat playing all day, and then Salsi would have school, Nat would have school. I mean, not Nat, but West Rice would have school, and then even though we were on, it was hard to get a scrim together, and then when we got a scrim together, it would be very difficult to start the scrim and communicate. Yes. And there's like many problems, and when we lose, then it's like it's kind of like the motivation to play is not really there. Mm-hmm. And we wouldn't be like scrimming all day. It would probably be like maybe like 3 scrims, and then it'd be done. Maybe 3 to 6. Is that about right?
No, actually. Oh, per day?
I mean, like not per day, but like when we did scrim.
When we do scrim, when it was open to scrim, we'd probably start about like 7 p.m. or later due to people's schedule, and then anyone that's on the East Coast wouldn't be open to scrim post like 9 p.m. So most of the time it's more like 1 or 2 scrims, not even an entire series. So
yeah.
So it's just we have just conflicting schedules. So if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. And I think like it was a really great move by Dyrus. I felt like he works in better with TSM because you're living with the same people, you're on the same schedule, and really, if you say, "Oh, I can't make it," they can call you out. It's like, no, you're lying. You're eating freaking cereal in bed right now.
Oh my god!
It was the best opportunity I could take, and it was the most convenient switch, and everyone understood. And then for Dan's thing, you can explain that.
Oh, my thing's a little bit different. I try not to air out my dirty laundry in public, but things just wasn't working out in terms of communication, and I think the team felt in general, or whoever's left felt in general, that I was the weakest link, and so they kindly just collaborated together and approached me afterwards and told me that they felt like they couldn't make it anywhere with me on the team, and they would need a new jungler and AD. Actually, they said top lane at the time. So, they told me who they're trying out, and when you're faced with these guys that you've played with for a long time, and they felt like they don't think you're good enough. What do you do? There's like 2 reactions. Like, okay, I accept that, or oh, F you guys, and really like there's no real reasonable response. I just felt like if they don't like playing with me, then it's fine. I just move on. And I actually considered not playing anymore for a while. And then I think the next day, Fortnite heard, I think they actually even posted on the forums that I was getting, I was stepping down from the forums, on the forums before I was even notified. So it was an interesting predicament for me to be in. So I kind of tried to be the nice dude, saying, "Hey man, I'm stepping down. There's nothing really to it, but if the synergy isn't there, then it's not there."
I bet they were like getting it together, and then when I went, it's like, yes, the pillar is down. We must not.
Yeah.
It's really big of you. It'd be really easy to have an ego about that, but well, good on you for just being noble about it.
I'd like to add something to like Dan's reputation. At that point, there's this Dan Dinh effect, where if he doesn't do anything wrong, it's just where the enemy team like groups up together and fucks over his jungle. Everyone would be like, "Oh my god, Dan Dinh's so bad." It's like, "Oh, he's messing up so much." And this has happened for a long time, even when
this is my biggest problem jungling on Epic. I would say I'm getting invaded. I need help top. Westrice would trail for 3 CS, then come, and then it's already too late. And so, like, I get in like mini arguments with them all the time, and really, it can be solved with just a replay. But really, they don't like looking at replays. I would look at the replay afterwards, and I'm like facepalming, like, yep, we could have killed them all right there. And really, I bring it up, and they kind of just like shrug it off. And I don't know. I'm not trying to start an argument or a fight. It's just one of those things. You have hard evidence, and then you look and you analyze, and it's just not something we do.
I just can't help but think that both of you guys are really thriving in a more, I would say, competitive kind of team environment. Because Dan, from your story, and Dyrus, from just your situation all together, it seems like both of you guys really wanted to try as hard as you can to make a name for yourselves in League of Legends. And that just with the atmosphere of Epic Gamer, because of the lack of scrims and the ability for you guys to really play together as a team, you didn't have that competitive aspect that we see a lot of teams doing in other games such as StarCraft or even in the fighting game community, where you're able to go over with your peers, a group of replays or a group of tournaments, and be like, this is what we did wrong, this is what you can improve on and everything. So am I right in that? You guys just really thrive on the more competitive environment of these two teams you've joined.
I'll start. I feel like with Fortnite, the schedule is just as restricting. The only difference is, everybody is just more open to collaboration and talking. We talk about what we do wrong afterwards. I felt like we had that going on for a while in Epic, and after a while, people just got really, really hard-headed. And so, like with Stalcy, he would recognize his mistakes, and just in general, I'm not gonna name any names, so I'm just gonna leave it right there. But with Fortnite, I feel like everybody is they're really open to improving. So there's no ego on the team. It's just a lesser known team, and everybody's just working hard to try and get noticed. And they're not going to say, "Oh, I'm really good. I know what I'm doing," and they're going to be stubborn and say that they're right. We look at it, we look at the evidence, and then we talk about it.
I mean, that seems like a reasonable thing to do.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's any professional at anything. When you get serious enough about it, you're gonna want to figure out all the different ways you can get better, because anyone doing anything can always get better. So it's a more competitive environment, and it sounds like it's a more supportive environment as well. That everyone really has each other's back in that situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the best part about the team is these players they're not known. They're more hungry for like a title. They're eager to prove themselves. So they're a lot more open to just listening to each other. And so that's one thing I appreciate with the new team.
For me, I've just been going with the flow.
That just sounds like you in a nutshell. Just kind of go with the flow.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to Dan. Like, Dan was usually fine with anything. I think he'd fit in anywhere.
Oh, I was going with the flow because, like, when you can't go against the flow, you're kind of forced to go with the flow. So
yeah,
that's just how I felt back then. It's just, I think for a long time I had a lot of input on like picks and bans with Epic, and for like the last 5 months, I'd be like, all right, you guys go pick my champion. I'll play whatever. And really, like, I'm like, I kind of don't want to play this, but if you think it's gonna do well, I'll play it. That was my attitude for the last 2 months, and
That's right. Hornet, I know you had a few questions for me. You still there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, all right.
Well, Dyrus, I wanted to ask you. You guys have talked about it as Team Summit as a whole has changed your routine, have all basically worked together. You can see you guys play on both the European on the European servers, on the US server, and here still in North American servers. I want to know how the new scheduling has come around with your new manager, and if you think you've seen a difference in your teammates and yourself as you've become accustomed to this new type of management that you guys are under and schedule that you guys are doing.
To compare before this, when I was on EG, every day I'd pretty much the solo queue, and I would solo queue on Europe West now that I live on the East Coast. I actually did that when I was in Hawaii, so it would be like 200 ping, but I still got the high elo. But before that, yeah, I was just leveling up solo queue and just practicing and just streaming, just getting my name out there, like doing my job and just like, just doing whatever, like going with the flow, like we've been saying. And then now that I'm on TSM, we scrim a lot. We scrim every day. I like the schedule more because I've always wanted to like scrim a lot because I find scrims and like competitive play really, really fun, which is why I pursued it, and which is why I long to get better at League and played all the roles before and lots of champions with a lot of versatility. Just only picking top makes it so much easier on me. You'll probably notice that I'm not exactly the best top laner. I make a lot of noticeable mistakes if you ever watch my stream, but this is also because I've never always only played top like Boy or Wicked. Like they've played like top much longer than people think. In fact, before the Singe thing, the only reason why I was considered a top lane is because of the Singe thing. And then before, when I first joined Epic with everyone, I was actually AD or support, yes.
Wow.
And it was pretty much a battle between me and Double F who would get support.
They're like, no, I don't want to do it. No, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, that contributed a lot to why we didn't win season 1 too.
I felt like we had a really, really good shot. Like that DC.
It was definitely that DC. The Alienware laptop blue screened, and I was like, oh my god, are we gonna get a restart? Nope. It's like, wow.
We raised our hand. We stopped playing. We raised our hand. They walked over, and then it's like, all right, the computer shut down. What do we do? And
put him at the next computer.
We want to restart. And then it's like, no, keep on playing, and then we'll figure something out. And then the game ended, and they're like, okay, we didn't figure something out. Let me get you a new computer. Computer.
And we went 3-0 on the first day too. Like we beat the old AAA. We beat Fnatic. They had a sub, but
they had a sub.
We would have. We had a really, really good chance. In fact, the second game against Fnatic,
it was really close.
We were 10k gold ahead, and then we ran middle, and then when there was inhibitor down, we died. The biggest part, though,
I told Westrice back, and he went in. That's how they got Baron, and that's how they pushed in.
The biggest problem was our communication. When Dan says to follow him, the only person following him was pretty much me, but I was on Soraka, the support. So every time he tanked all of their spells, which is what they did every time, and made Dan look so bad, I would be there to heal them. And they'd use all their spells, and everyone would be like somewhere else, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't carry this. I'm on support. Fucking team.
Come on.
But then at the same time, vice versa from their point of view, I was trying to tell Dan to wait for them because they're derping around. We can't just run in by ourselves. But it was all in the heat and in the moment. But if they did listen to Dan, then it would have been so much easier.
This is how I operate. Okay, I look at the position where everybody is, and I'm like, okay, I have enough time to go in there and they can converge. If they don't move the moment I say it, because I'm already anticipating my distance that I'm going to close and they're going to close. So if I like flash in and they're not moving right away, I'm going to be tanking for 2 seconds. And I'm going to die in 5 seconds. So if they're dilly-dallying for 3 seconds, I'm boned.
You're just done.
I'm boned. The way initiating works is, you go in the middle, you soak up the first half of the damage. They blow CDs, right? You can't let them follow up with a second rotation. And also, if your team outputs damage too, it'll chunk somebody and it's gonna force them back. That means they're doing less damage. So even if you're the only person and in the very front, as long as your teammate unloads when you're getting unloaded on, it's gonna force them to disperse. And when they're dispersing, they can't right click me for AD damage, and really that helps a lot.
Yeah,
and
I was gonna say that's some really good insight there for up and coming players too. You're bringing a lot to people who may be listening to this and wondering why you guys play the way you do and engage the way you do. So anything you can continue to bring. I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Yeah.
With what you were saying, but we have a lot of people that listen who really look up to you guys and how you play. So. Like
the way I play like jungle is I'm tanky and I'm a damage soak. So if I burn CDs and they're not attacking before the next rotation comes up, I just look like an asshole just derping really hard.
Sounds like you've been set up more than once from the way you're sounding.
Mhm.
I would say Hornet, you would see the same way.
Yeah, I felt the same way as me that likes to play jungle but then get caught. Hey, I need help. Oh wait. Yo, guys!
That 3 CS is more important to me than going.
Yes, boy, if I that more than a few times.
I think my.
I feel the same way. I was just saying, I feel the same way. I jungle for my team too, so I know what you were describing earlier about you just happened to find all 5 of them in the bush, like not necessarily bad positioning. It's just they happen to be there right where you're going. That happens to me all the time.
So this is how. Sorry, go ahead, Mark.
I just realized I went off topic, but yeah, our schedule is basically we wake up before the scrims and we just scrims do our tournament, and our manager makes breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which is also Dan's brother. Yeah,
Wow.
It's really healthy food.
So wait, how many?
What do you mean not really?
I gotta.
It's healthy food.
Can we get the rest of TSM on here?
Relatively.
I got a
Why
quick
you-
question. How healthy do you guys consider Starbucks? 'Cause I see Reggie goes there like 3 times a day.
I blame these two. Your 2 brothers, Dan. They go there
What?
every day. They get Starbucks, and then they're
Dude,
like,
it's
want
'cause-
something? I'm like, okay.
Yeah, no, I hear that stuff all the time. Hey, what do you want? Well, I get one of those cream puff things. And
Listen. I'm a
Give me a
Starbucks
caramel
employee, so
macchiato.
it's addictive. It's addictive.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Tom is an employee at one, so
Yeah.
I mean, out of your diet, the home-cooked meals by your manager are certainly healthier than the microwave diet I'm sure you guys were consuming previously. And also certainly healthier than filling your house full of plastic fumes.
Dyrus is buried his head in his hands at this point in time. That never happened, I swear. So, Dyrus, how do you feel about playing against Dan Dinh here in the finals? What were your thought process going in here? Did you have any specific strategy going against Phorac? Anything you guys can shine any light on for us?
For us, we've been playing very in heated moments against COG, Curse, AAA, all these really, really top teams. So when we came into this, we were just gonna bring one of our strategies, and we're just gonna pick we pick something to practice and something we do very well with. For my knowledge on Fortnite, I know Dr. Trevor has a wide variety. I know all the champions Kramer plays. I know all the champions Dan plays. I know the champions Bloodwater and their bot plays. So with that knowledge, we just picked accordingly to what we were going to do. And one of the big picks was we felt was Kog'Maw. And then all the big picks was Lisa and Udyr, all the OPs, but what was the question again?
I was just curious about what your strategy was coming here against Fornot, and then now I'm going to ask the same question over here to Dan. What was your strategy coming for TSM? Because we saw you guys had very strong presence in there in the quarterfinals, taking out CLG. You said your blood was pretty much boiling at the end of that match, or you're about to.
Yeah, it was. Going to the finals match, definitely people were so exhausted. We passed out, and I think somebody overslept too. And going in, I actually thought we had a better comp of them, even with Mundo counter jungling me, because I'm pretty sure you watched the game. He was standing in my jungle the entire game and farming my jungle creep. Right. And he would get half of them, and I'd get maybe he'd get 55%. I was getting 45. So in terms of level difference, I felt like he got red level difference plus maybe a couple of creeps. I was keeping tabs on him the entire time. He was probably max level until the 20-something, 30-something minute, or whenever we just forfeited. But I felt like without the DC bottom, it could have been just so much easier. I thought our comp was actually better than theirs. And so I was very disappointed. I actually messaged them. I was like, "Hey man, let's play the same comp. Let's play the same comp. I'm ready." my team was like, "No, we're not gonna play the same comp." I was so disappointed.
Sorry for that, DC. I don't know. Well, I was on opposite side of the map, so I don't give a shit.
I was so irritated because Kramer got away mid, and then Kog'Maw runs through a forest and kills him. I'm like, oh damn! If bot had presence, Kog'Maw could not do that. And really, it's so hard to come back from a 0-3 start.
It is.
It was very interesting though, because even though Blood Border disconnected in the bottom lane, we were keeping tabs on Parole down there, and he was basically pushing Kog'Maw around and really just keeping up in CS. I don't know about you guys, but like you said, a lot of the people on Fortnite are still trying to make a big name for themselves, and they're really, really motivated to play a lot. I was incredibly impressed with Parole's performance on the bottom lane. And Dyrus, you guys said that some of the champions that they play, but did you expect Parole to really do that well, especially in the 2-versus-1 on bottom lane there?
It's Graves, and they have 4 summoners where we have CV. And
I think it was Tristana Tristana versus Cog.
In the first match, it was Tristana.
Oh, first match he was Trist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He gave first blood because basically they were about to go aggro and get first blood, right? Because Kog'Maw was 300 hit point, and as he jumped in, our ally DC'd, and so he got chunked and he had to go back. And after that, he lost control bottom lane because he went aggressive when our ally DC'd.
They didn't kill ally, did they?
No, they didn't. But what we thought was gonna be first blood turned out to be him getting chunked, and a minute later he got killed, and I was just face palming. Right there, our team morale was so low. I was like, oh my god, blood water, and I was like, oh god, this is so bad. They're like, let's forfeit, and we're like, no, let's just play it to the end. Let's forfeit.
That's a sad story.
And so our morale going to game 1 was really, really bad.
Well, that's never good to come in there. We saw you guys playing so well against CLG and everything. We really thought you were going to ride that momentum into the end game and at least take one game against TSM. Unfortunately, falling to a 2-0 sweep. Any of you other guys here on the call? I know I got 4 other people. Have any other questions for Dan or Marcus?
One thing I wanted to ask Dyrus was, we started to see a lot of Olaf play for our tournament here, and I was curious as to why do we think we're seeing a lot more of Olaf, especially in high tournament play? I know a lot of it has to do with, his ultimate doesn't allow him to be CC'd, and you were just jumping on any carry you could, especially Kramer in that second game. So I'm kind of curious as to also why Olaf is starting to be favored a little more.
I've actually always played Olaf, in the jungle and maybe top every once in a while. I just felt like I could never carry him until the recent changes. I don't even know what changed, but the reason why I started playing Olaf top again, even though I've done it before, I got raped by Voyboy, if anyone remembers. I played Warwick against them, and Voyboy showed me how good Olaf could be top. He went lots of CDR and that new item that destroys double AP. You can be very aggressive with Olaf. At level 2, you have an axe to throw that does like, I don't know, 80 to 100 damage, and you have a true damage for 100 plus your auto attacks, and you can continuously throw axes for like the next like, as long as they're like not next to their tower. Top lane, I missed the kill because I missed 2 axes that could have potentially killed Udyr. Udyr does pretty decent against Olaf early and can possibly kill Olaf, but Olaf is just like, he's just super strong right now. He's pretty retarded right now.
We hear retarded in the background.
We've actually been working on how to counter Olaf, and like one of the strategies we've been talking about is, all right, so Dyrus, when you lane against somebody, right? If you're at full mana and you're like level 2 or 3 and you land the first axe, you can probably chunk him down really low and maybe kill him in the next rotation, right?
Right.
But if you're playing against a sustained champion, what the sustained champion has to do is they have to play really, really passive, let you throw those axes and let you chunk him, but not so much that you can't farm anymore. As he regens up, once you're at about a third mana, he is at no threat of getting killed by you. So like, so that's like the way you play against Olaf. Because I actually have like 50 games as Olaf played in the last like probably 2 months. You guys don't know that, but I've laned top Olaf. I've jungled Olaf like just religiously ever since I got the Roloff skin. And so
that's good reason.
That's how you deal with him in lane. And in team fights, when he runs at you, you have to microburst him. It will force his ulti, and then the tank would jump at the team, and just everybody collapse on whoever he's chasing, and then try and gibb him then. And so that actually only works if you don't feed Olaf. So there's a couple of strategies against that, and really it takes a lot of coordination too, because he can't get CC'd. So you're working on CCing the 4 people on his team and killing him. It's like a sacrifice. You sacrifice a tank for Olaf, and if your tank is tankier than Olaf would die before you die. And so that's a good trade too. So I feel like Olaf is really strong. He does have counters though.
Now, if you're in top lane versus Olaf, now one of your counter champs, was there anything that you would tell anybody out there to specifically build? Obviously, he's doing true damage. Would you suggest someone builds more life or more armor against him?
If you're dealing against true damage, you need to stack more HP,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to stack more either regen or lifesteal.
Or something that, if you have a shield, then cooldown, like Udyr.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure, because, as I said before, a lot of people out here listening like to listen to it. We've had a lot of questions. Hey, what do we do against Olaf top lane? Hey, what do we do against this? Because we've seen Odd One juggle this. So coming from the pros means a lot more than coming from a couple of guys who are asking the pros. So I thought I'd ask you guys.
Mm-hmm. With Olaf, his like level 2-3 damage is too insane. So you can't do big exchanges. The most you can do with him is maybe eat an axe and maybe his true damage. I forgot what it's called. Reckless Swing, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the most you can do is you can eat that. If you have regen, right, you can't do another exchange until you're like topped off to like 80-90%. And then if you can make him throw his axes 3 to 4 times, you're at no threat when you farm. So it's just baiting those axes and burning his mana, because like I think my sweet spot against Olaf is when he's at about a third mana, he can burn everything and he probably can't kill you.
Very interesting.
He's still, if he runs out of mana, if you hit level 3, his E usually doesn't cost mana though. But yeah, like Dan said, it's true. But even so, if you don't know how to play against that, if you get caught and you get first blooded, then you can't. It's hard. Olaf Snowball is way too hard. That's why it's such a big problem.
Like one thing is we've been scrimming Dignitas a lot, and Boy Boy plays Olaf a lot. So I was casting your game versus Dignitas. I'm like, all right. I was like, play by play. I'm like, all right, so Olaf is going to take Wraith, and he's going to hit level 2 a lot earlier than Dyrus anticipated. He's going to get chunked.
That's what happened.
So
Oh
I called it out
God.
before the game even started. I'm like, Dyrus, I pray to God you're watching the stream, because I just gave out how to deal with him on stream. And I'm like, oh, damn, dude, Dyrus, you're getting zoned so hard as Warwick now. Because Warwick, actually, he loses to Olaf, but he doesn't lose that bad.
Oh my god. I fucking knew it. The moment he hit level 2, I was like, dude, I fucking hate myself. That was like my worst. I like that's something I do on Olaf, and I didn't fucking expect it. Like it's all in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, so
Oh my
he
god.
ding level 2 within 3 creeps, and you weren't expecting it for another 3 to 4 creeps, and so you got chunked really hard. And when you're playing against Olaf, you can't play at under half health, otherwise he's gonna kill you.
Fuck, that's what happened. I've been going like that night. I went on like a fucking counter pick chart. I spent like hours like thinking about what I should do and like heroes I can play and like things I need to improve on because like those 2 games I wasn't really playing that good, and that 3rd game just like fucking killed me. And then all of a sudden all these Dyrus sucks threads all over the forum. It was so bad.
Like,
I went fuck Rain Man back.
Oh, that's awful.
it wasn't too bad. You didn't like we didn't expect it either, but after that first time he did it to Trevor top, we're like, okay, we don't have to deal with it now. But it's still very hard to deal with. We actually give Trevor 1 camp before he goes top if he's against Olaf. That way, we didn't do it against
really?
you guys though, because we were too split, and he went back for the 4th pot instead of the EXP. He should have though. He would have won his lane if he took the camp.
Yeah, he would have. I didn't go for the extra camp. I was actually supposed to start at double golems, but
I know. So I told Trevor, do a wraith and go top. I was like, no, I'm gonna get my 4th pot, and I'm like, damn it, dude, should have just gotten the wraith.
He was very, very close to dead. He barely like avoided that first blood. Barely. He did a good job dodging the axes, because if he didn't dodge those 2 axes, he would have died. He was really good adapting to the situation, unlike what I did before. Like, I was like, fuck. It was the worst night of my life. That was on my birthday too, and I was like,
I know.
Oh man.
I was like, boy, this is a good birthday present, but it's also the worst birthday present. Because now my eyes are open to like, I didn't, like when I was trading with him, I didn't drink my HP pot right away. If I drank my HP pot right away,
you'd be able to top off.
It would have been different. And then I got bald. Hard. And then I went, oh my god. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Alright, on to the next topic, please, he says. So, anybody else, everything? KDH, Monte Cristo, anybody else?
I found this all very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, we watched it all happen. It's just really great to hear it from your guys' point of view, because you would definitely have insight that we can't even think about possessing. So
when they're in the moment. So, guys, like I said, we wanted to keep this kind of short for this week. We'll release this on Tuesday. So we're going to end the podcast now. We appreciate all your support coming in and playing the GG Classic. Hopefully, the guys will come in the next one. So good show from everybody else. Unless anybody else has anything, I'm going to end it here.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Why don't we give him a quick chance to give a couple shout-outs, starting off with Dan, just in case there's any sponsors or people that want to give a quick little shout-out to.
yeah.
Oh damn! Shout out to Dyrus' mom. I think he's like the only.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. I was really waiting for it.
Oh, him and Westroy's mom's pretty hot too.
I was waiting
shouting out
for
to
it.
the moms that I've actually met. Shout out to Fornot.
Oh, wow.
Picking them up, just great group of people. Shout out to Gracchus. He's always hanging at the event. I actually dig the guy.
Really?
I don't know. Huh?
I thought like something happened to him. He never streams anymore.
Oh really? Maybe it's because just the community is so mean. But he was hanging out. He was hanging out in TeamSpeak earlier, and we are just talking. Cool guy. Shout out to Reggie, my brother. I'm about to do a queue with him. See him in Vegas. Just shout out to my team and TSM. I think like the relationship there has always been really strong. I just like both teams a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my former team. I You know, as like it was. Even though we had to part ways, I still think they're a great group of guys. And
Epic Gamer did a fantastic job in this tournament and everything.
There's like no real hard feelings. It's just you do what you think is best for you, even though it conflicts with, say, my interest. But I don't hold any grudge. It's just my nature.
Dyrus, anybody for you?
Yeah, for that part, it's the same here. Although I did find the thing where Celsi said I was replaceable a little bit to heart, but I understand why he said it, and it made me a lot better. I guess I'd give a shout out to TSM, Fornod, and EG, and Special's mom, and Special's girlfriend.
Special mom. I gotta go look at some pictures now.
Yeah, can we get the rest of TSM on here on your mic to say, like, go TSM? For the
No,
who was that in the background that we just heard?
That was Jonas, Chaox, and Special. Everyone else was just doing their own shit. Shout out to my Tumblr, tumblr.dyrus, Twitter, lol.dyrus, YouTube, Teaser Dies a lot. If you type Dyrus in on Facebook, you'll find that I have a page there with me holding up a trophy for East versus West, where I beat up my own old team. And Dan, don't forget to bring me 10 green solo mid shirts.
Dude, I'm like the freaking, I don't even know, the parcel delivery guy. I'm bringing like TSM shirts, TSM keychains, some Big Life shirt. Hey Dan, bring me this, bring me that. I'm like, oh damn, what about my luggage?
Does that mean that, you're going to Vegas? So I have a quick question, because I know that Dyrus is going to say that TSM is going to win IPL 4, but just as a one last thing, Dan, who's going to win IPL 4?
Who's going to win IPL 4? I'm voting for Goose.
Oh, that's a great.
Wait, are they even going? Are they going?
Who knows?
They should. Wait, no, they didn't. Well, I know Atlanta's going, so.
Just
damn.
ban that jar.
I don't know. I just like Goose. I want them to do well, but if they're not going, I want B8 to win.
Oh man, Takashi, Tree, friends.
Dude, I just as cool as you guys are, you guys just beat us. I can't let you guys take another victory. I need you guys to I need you guys to fall down a peg so I can feel better about myself.
I'd also like to give a shout out to my RC, QuakeDead.org, Dyrus, and then a shout out to a bad administrator, also known as Visix, and Cody, and Collective from Player Point of View, for helping with the song where I made fun of Lily. Even though I could have made it worse, but it was...
That's the Elo Satan, correct?
Yes, that's the Elo Satan.
That was by far the best cipher I've listened to, besides KDH's, of course.
Yeah. Some people are like, oh my god, Lily owned you. It's like, no, I was just trying to be nice.
Yeah.
I didn't go too far. It was good enough. She's like messaging me. It's like, I'm gonna come to your house and kill you and all that. But it's all no hard feelings. I'd like to give a shout out to. Let me look at my bookmarks.
Yeah, why not? I'm just gonna go through my bookmark list and shout them out. While we're at it, I'm going to give a shout out to GG Chronicle, who did a fantastic job with all these casters doing this tournament. So if you guys didn't watch it, hopefully the next time we come around, if you're listening to this podcast, again, the Trinity Force podcast, we are live right now. We do post every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. You guys can check us out with this interview with Dan Dinh and Marcus from Epic Gamer. Again, Dyrus, as he is known in game. So guys, thank you for joining us this week. We're going to wrap it up now. I'm not going to let anybody say anything, so you guys can contact us. I'll put that in the end. So we are done. See.
Shout out to Reddit.
Shout out to Reddit.
Yeah, shout out to Reddit. Those guys are
upvote
awesome.
this when it comes up. If Dyrus does not upvote this on his stream, I'm going to suicide and kill myself. I swear to God.
I gotta find it. And shout out to West Rice sings his lovely rendition of A Whole New World. It's a beautiful song sang by West Rice, especially the girl parts that he did. It's great.
Same thing as you and doing Barbie.
I listen to it every morning to motivate myself.
So, guys, we will see you guys next week. See ya.